Hello folks, and welcome back to another case study where I'll talk about and analyze some of the strangest state and national park missing person cases out there. In this video, I'll be discussing the recent disappearance of a 73-year-old hiker who vanished during his hike inside the Mesa, Verde National Park in Colorado. Despite the ongoing and extensive search effort by the National Park Service and other state agencies, little clues have been uncovered pointing to the man's whereabouts. In the week since his disappearance, only one shred of evidence has been found. Will this be enough to point searchers in the right direction? Only time will tell. So let's begin. On the afternoon of Monday, January 15th of 2024, 73-year-old Thomas arrived at the Spruce Tree House parking area to embark on a solo hike through the Petroglyphs Point Trail, a 2.4-mile loop trail that takes visitors through beautiful scenery, grassy meadows, rocky cliffs, and picturesque views of the surrounding area. At approximately 1:15 p.m., a group of hikers would later report seeing Thomas enter the trailhead as they were finishing up. Now it's unclear what exactly Thomas's plans were, but many speculate he had planned to hike the 2-hour, 2.4-mile trek before returning home, something that he had done on many occasions. It wasn't unlike him to go out on solo adventures from time to time, though he had been experiencing some cognitive issues at the time he went missing that required medication. Because of this, Thomas usually limited himself to light hikes so as to not overexert himself. He also kept a phone on him for emergencies and so that his loved ones could check on him. So on that chilly January afternoon, Thomas set out wearing only a dark gray flannel, dark gray pants, and tan hiking boots. This was also confirmed by the witness who saw him prior to the hike. Many are concerned that he was not dressed appropriately for the occasion, but we'll get into this more later. First, let's switch gears and talk about the park itself, just to give you an idea of what both Thomas and Search and Rescue were up against. Established in June of 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt designated over 52,000 acres of southwestern Colorado wilderness to become the Mesa Verde National Park. Mesa Verde is described as a captivating archaeological site and natural wonder. The park preserves the heritage of the ancestral Pueblo people who inhabited the region for several centuries. The park's ancient cliff dwellings and countless archaeological sites tell a remarkable story of human resilience and adaptation in a challenging environment. Mesa Verde boasts over 600 well-preserved cliff dwellings, which were constructed by the Pueblo as early as 600 AD. Aside from its rich historical significance, Mesa Verde National Park also showcases stunning natural features. The park itself sits atop a high plateau, offering visitors breathtaking views of the surrounding landscapes and geography. Towering sandstone mesas and deep canyons create a diverse and dramatic terrain that captivates the eye of every visitor. Mesa Verde is also home to a variety of tree species, including Rocky Mountain ponderosa pine, Douglas fir, and Gamble oak. Visitors may spot mule deer, elk, black bear, mountain lions, and coyotes roaming within the park. Over 100 species of birds, including golden eagles and peregrines, can also be seen. The park's vegetation provides essential cover and food sources for these animals, creating a harmonious balance between the natural elements. Overall, Mesa Verde National Park is a captivating blend of ancient history, stunning landscapes, diverse tree species, and flourishing wildlife that offers a truly immersive and awe-inspiring experience for all those who visit. The Petroglyph Point Trail is a popular hiking trail located within the park, featuring a 2.4-mile loop trail that takes visitors through beautiful scenery, grassy meadows, rocky cliffs, and picturesque views of the surrounding area. The highlight of the trail is the Petroglyph Point itself, which features ancient rock carvings created by the Pueblo people, dating back to around 1200 to 1300 AD. The trail begins at the Spruce Tree House parking area and ascends through a series of switchbacks, gaining around 500 feet in elevation. Along the way, hikers can enjoy stunning views of the park's canyons and distant mountains. Petroglyph Point Trail is considered moderate in difficulty, with some steep sections and uneven terrain. Visitors are advised to wear sturdy hiking shoes, carry plenty of water, and be prepared for changing weather conditions. Speaking of which, there was plenty of ice and snow in the park at the time of Thomas's disappearance. But what was the weather like on that afternoon? According to weather.com, January 15th called for partly sunny skies, with a light northeastern wind at 7 to 10 miles per hour. Daytime temperatures ranged from the low 30s to the low 40s, but the night saw temperatures dip into their teens. Anyone not dressed for this would have most certainly found themselves in a rough situation. Could this have played a factor here? If so, why aren't we able to find any evidence of it? How far could someone go under these circumstances? Could Thomas have suffered from hypothermia? Well, this could explain the abandoned phone. One of the telltale signs of hypothermia is shedding of one's belongings. But other than the phone, nothing else was found, yet. Let's go ahead and talk about what may have happened to him. Well, there are several scenarios that we may be looking at here. The first one is pretty obvious. Medical issues. Was Thomas experiencing some cognitive issue or medical emergency at the time he vanished? Could he have gotten confused and wandered into oblivion? Well, if this were a possibility, you'd think family and friends would prevent him from going on these solo hikes. It would be too dangerous after all, unless of course they underestimated the potential for something to go wrong. Now, could he have experienced hypothermia? Could this explain the abandoned phone? Anyone suffering from hypothermia can be under the spell of confusion, delusions, and so on. What about an accidental fall? This scenario is unfortunately quite common in situations where the hikers disappear, only to be found later with substantial injuries sustained by a fall. With all that ice, snow, and steep terrain, it's not hard to imagine the potential for anything to go awry out there. Many of the park's geological features are steep, deep, and rugged, making conditions difficult for even the search effort. How about animal predation? As I mentioned earlier, there are a variety of wild animals that thrive within the park, including coyote, bear, and mountain lions. Any one of these predators is cause for concern. However, I believe the search effort would have found some shred of evidence pointing to this scenario. But again, other than a lost phone, nothing else was located. Well, could Thomas have wanted to disappear? Sure, he could have very well been dealing with one of life's many stressors and may have wanted to go out on his lonesome. It's also possible he may have ran into somebody on that trail with dark intentions. But then again, Where's the evidence? Well, like the many cases I've covered previously, this case falls into that bizarre category, doesn't it? Searchers have been working around the clock, day and night, to try and locate any sign of him. Both the National Park Service and the Colorado Bureau of Investigations is looking for anyone who may have been in the park during that time frame, as they may hold the missing pieces of that puzzle. Despite the continuous search effort, little clues have been found, and until we know more, we can only speculate what may have happened to Thomas out there on that trail. I'll be sure to keep watching for any updates, as new information may come forward at any time. Thank you for watching, and may we never forget the sad and strange disappearance of Thomas Irwin.